Hello everyone, Granite Roots. Tonight I'm just kind of trying something new, roaming in a squad on Staff Daredevil for Zerg. So just start off with this clip, you're going to see how much damage this can do certainly to any group. Again, this is like AoE damage, but you can see a hit well over 18k. I mean, spikes to 51, but the end result is about 18k. DPS can help clear camps and such pretty easy. Now think about what this can do to Zergs if you have the proper sustain and in a proper comp group. We're in a light group, so it's kind of hard. So here's where it doesn't really shine. I mean, you can see me do some damage on this single person. Boom. Took down most of his health. That's great. Dodging takes down health. He goes down quick, but the negative aspect of this build is, you know, mobility. If your opponent's mobile, it's so hard they can easily avoid it. Of course, Aegis, as you'll see is in this next clip, Aegis and blind and such things like that, just you can totally waste a vault skill. Typically you'll want to, depending where your peeps are at, you want to dodge, and from the dodge, before you land the dodge, steal on your target. That way you're going to strip boons and drop your dodge damage and set you up for the damage buff for your staff 5. See how I kept getting blind and stuff on me? And you want to use your Basilisk Venom like there, and I try to use my power signet. Sometimes I get some skill lag and it doesn't go off the way I'd like, but ideally in an ideal world where you're not getting skill lag or input lag, that would fire perfectly. So as you go through this video, you're going to see how delicate, see I got blind on and all this stuff, and you can see a lot of times I go to land a vault or something and they're not taking any damage, either a miss or they just have that. But when it does hit, you're going to see a lot of damage, like 5k, 6k per thing. You can see it does a lot of, it can create and generate a lot of downs. But see how squishy it is when you get off target. So this build, probably ideally to work, is to stay close, or maybe stay behind, just behind, and kind of vault into it if you're doing a group like that. Other options are, of course, your shadow step. That works. You can shadow step in and out, or shadow step out. So be aware of that. My big flaw for me personally running this is I'm so used to having Daggerstorm as my elite. I did not use Basilisk Venom nearly as much as I could have. But you see how powerful this is, and just splash damage and AoE damage, just dropping stuff. Not splash damage, but you know what I mean. So very good in DPS. Later on through this video, I think in one of my clips, you'll see damage is a bit lower because I'd swapped critical strikes trait to acrobatics just for more sustain, which you'll do in a loose group. This is not very good for loose group fighting, again, because you want to use this in a choke. Oh, and we interrupt this video to bring to you Catapult Fun. As you see, I'm having fun kind of trying to knock these guys off. In a minute, next clip, you can see me knock this guy. He's trying to build a ballista, and boom! Bye-bye! Anyway, back to the action. So, we're at our keep. Red's coming in. These two are holding the ring while the rest of their squad comes in. You can see a little bit, I do a little bit better with this. I'm getting better with the builds and how I need to move. But again, this build is definitely dependent upon having a comp group where you have supports that can keep you healed. But if they can do that, because this is kind of like a glass build, it actually be quite effective. Just the challenge is, and who says thieves don't res their peeps? The challenge is, you know, not being hit by blind or Aegis. So see, everything missed there because I was blinded, but before that you saw I did quite a bit of damage. And you're going to see this build generates downs. In that very last clip we look at tonight, you're going to see how effective and powerful this build is in a choke, and with the acrobatics you're going to see how survivable it is when we're in the Lord's Room at hills. And so you see here we're now kind of getting close to cleanup. Just what's left is their supports, so I'm going to take them out. You see I'm not even touching on Basilisk Venom, so shame on me, but you see how that vault dropped like a whole bunch at once? This is great for people that like 50% health or less. Instant down. It's great. Okay, here we go. This one was awesome. We're going to come in, we're going to circle around to the left, and we're going to circle around to take out this group that's got the Lord up at the top of the stairs. That was on the right when we entered. So we're going to try and draw them out a little bit, and you're going to watch how this build really starts destroying these guys that are in this choke. 8k. And I didn't even use my, imagine if there's critical strikes and I used my, there it is, the power signet. Look, boom, downs, big damage. So I gotta work with this more. I think maybe in a larger group this will be good. So at some point I think I'll do another video with this. Just not sure when. And one thing I'm thinking about doing is exploring some of the builds that give power buffs. You know, Power Herald is something I'm thinking about because I believe it is overpowered at this point. But it's one thing for me to armchair quarterback that's always overpowered build like everybody does the Thieves. And then another thing for me to actually play it and play it effectively and play it well. And while I'm jibber jabbering, see how I'm kind of still staying alive? All these dodges with acrobatics removes conditions and such, and there are people down there kind of helping as well. But look at how much I was able to stay alive with only a few of us down there to keep contesting the ring. So this can be pretty good. And again, look at all the damage I'm dishing out AoE fashion when I'm not blinded, it's not Aegis. So that is really cool. And now we're just going to secure the rest of the downs, and we're going to put this one to bed. So hopefully my jibber jabber rabbit trail stuff made sense. You saw the effectiveness of the build, the pros and cons. I plan on trying this again at some point. But that is that. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you have a most excellent day.